To his immense relief, all her body parts were intact. He leapt forward to catch her when she crumpled to the ground, clutching at the wound on her chest. "Kayla, where have you been?" "Where have I been?" The air crackled around them as she shrieked at him. "I was going to ask you the same thing." He resisted the urge to flinch at her anger, which poked at his own irritation. "I had somewhere to go. I don't need your permission to go places." "I know, but—" He could feel her body vibrate with tension. Even though he was correct, picking a fight over the issue wouldn't solve anything. "Let's heal you first, okay? Then we'll talk." Kayla clutched her breast with both hands. To her credit, she didn't attempt to provoke him further. He placed one hand over the top of her injured cheekbone. She closed her eyes, sending healing energy to all of her wounds, and he did the same. Within a few minutes, the bleeding on her face stopped, and all that remained were some faint bruises and crusty blood stuck to her skin. Her heart, however, still bled in a slow, congealing trickle. "Where did you go?" she asked. Best to get to the point. "I went to see Monica, a friend," he answered. Her anger sizzled in the air around them. "Who is Monica?" "A woman I've known for a few years." Kayla's lower lip trembled, and tears spilled down her cheeks. "You were lovers." A statement, not a question. He cupped her face in his hands. "Yes, we were. It was an experience I needed to have." "A soul contract." She nodded in understanding, even though anger permeated her aura. "You've had them too?" His tone turned defensive. The knowledge of her previous lovers jumped into his mind. Having a connection to someone, and the knowledge that came with it, could be a bitch at times. "Mark Price, Grant Stebbs." Her mouth dropped open in surprise. "How can I apologize for that? I thought you were a dream." He sighed in exasperation. "I didn't ask you to apologize. I'm merely pointing out that we've both had other experiences." Kayla scowled, biting her lips together. "That doesn't mean you should keep things from me." His frustration flared at her accusation and mixed with the worry he felt. "I don't have to account for my whereabouts to you for every second of every day. Why couldn't you tell me you were visiting a friend? Why do I need to?" This wasn't how he wanted the conversation to go, but he didn't seem able to stop himself. "Courtesy." She ticked off the list on her fingertips. "Consideration, respect for what we share." He gritted his teeth. "I love you. Why don't you believe that? Why didn't you trust me? Why did you run away and assume the worst? Why did you leave without saying anything? It felt like you shut me out." "You got angry and shut me out," Kaleb growled, knowing none of this was productive, yet for the life of him he couldn't stop it from happening. "This is why I didn't tell you. I thought you'd get angry." Her mouth gaped open. "You're blaming this on me? You asked me why I assumed the worst, and you didn't trust me enough to tell me about your friendship with her?" "This is pointless," he muttered. "What do you want from me?" Her voice rose to a near shriek. "I'm trying here. You walked back into my life after 18 years apart, and I'm supposed to trust everything changing around me?" "Yes, you weren't supposed to forget me," he stated, wincing at his ill-tempered tone. Shock registered on her face. Fear flickered in her eyes. Intense pain seized her heart. He could feel her discomfort, almost as if he experienced it himself. Dear God, she remembers. "Kayla, I'm sorry. Crap. The situation had triggered her memories. He reached for her, intending to hold her close, but she pushed him away. She pointed a finger at him. "Don't!" Her fists clenched and unclenched. True healing meant revisiting old wounds, purging them, reliving the pain in order to release it for good. And Kayla was about to deal with the past in a big way.